everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to do a Dutch accent braid. So what you're going to need is a couple clips. I use metal ones that don't have little teeth in them just so it won't snag on my hair. Some of your favorite bobby pins. And a small hair elastic. I recommend using clear or one that is closest to your natural hair color. So what you're going to do is I've already parted my hair more on one side than the other, just using a tail comb. I like doing it this way, so because the Dutch braid can look pretty big, that having it on a side of hair that has more hair, it just ends up looking better. I feel like it's more symmetrical. So you can go ahead, part your hair on whatever side you'd rather have more hair on and which side you'd rather have a braid on. And once you do that, I'm going to probably have the braid be about between here and here, going back. So I'm going to part my bangs out of the way. And this is where the clips can come in handy, just to separate your hair so you don't end up taking from what you don't want to use. And then I'm probably going to go about 2 inches. And I'm just going to part that hair going down. And then the hair that I don't want to pull from, I'm just going to twist and clip back because I don't want to grab from there. Having a clean part for doing this kind of Dutch braid is very helpful. It's just easier to handle all your hair and you get a way better end result also. So what you're going to do is you're going to start very high up and just take a little section of hair. And it's kind of like doing an inverted French braid. So for French braid, you cross over and you add hair in. For a Dutch braid, you cross under and adding hair in. So right away, you're going to start adding hair from that part that you made. So you're just going to grab from each side, just a little bit at a time, working your way down. You don't have to pull the braid too tight because we're going to end up pulling on it to make it look bigger anyways. But if it helps you just for the purpose of control, that's totally fine. So as you guys can see, you can see where my part is, that I'm just pulling hair from each side and going under as opposed to grabbing hair and going on top if this is your first time doing a Dutch braid. So you're grabbing hair and going under, just like with a French braid. And so it's kind of up to you how far down you want the braid to go. You could just do a little one and leave it at that. If you want it to go all the way down, it's all just how you want your hair to look in the very end. So then once you get, I'm stopping right above my ear, and I'm just going to loosely braid the rest of the way down. I'm not pulling tight at all. So just a nice loose braid. And one thing that helps, normally I say to braid all the way to the ends. For doing a Dutch braid, you want to leave hair at the bottom, and you will see why in 1 minute. So I'm leaving a bunch of hair down. And you want to leave your elastic kind of loose, at least for now. You can go ahead and let your other hairs down. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull on the braid, starting at the bottom and just working your way up, just pulling on each section. Something that sometimes helps is grabbing the particular section and just pulling. Usually I start at the bottom, make the bottom sections bigger because then you have more hair to pull from at the top. So I'm just going to start pulling. It makes the braid look bigger, which is one of the things that I love about the Dutch braid, is it looks like this big beautiful braid sitting on your hair. It makes your hair look thicker, like you have more to work with, which a lot of people want that thicker hair. So you're just going to keep pulling. And then as you guys can see, as I'm pulling, this part is getting smaller, but it's helping to make the upper part of your braid bigger. So you just keep pulling on each side, working your way up. So I'm just gently tugging on each side. And what helps is the more that you tug and pull your braid apart, it's harder to see where you ended up making those very specific part lines. It helps kind of conceal them. It gives you an idea also how far to pull if you're not sure. But what's fun about this is you can make your braid as big as you want. If you want it to stay small, you can just leave it and not even mess with it. If you want your braid to look bigger, then you can just keep pulling and messing with it. But there is a point of pulling too much where it can end up pulling, if you have layers in your hair, it'll pull the layers out, which you don't really want that to happen. So pull within reason. So I'm going to probably stop there. And what you can do, you can either let your hair down and just leave it at that. Or if you want, you can always tuck the braid under and pin it if that's what you want to do. Kind of about at the tip of your ear, I'm just going to pull my hair back and make a part like that so it's flat. I'm going to pin that hair back. And then with your favorite bobby pins, just pull the braid to the back of your head. And just secure with some bobby pins to keep it back. It might just take one, it might take 4 or 5 depending on how easily your hair is able to be held back. But that is the final result. You get a very cute accent Dutch braid. I'll show you guys a better view. That you can always tweak, pull it more like I said. It just depends on what you want it to look like. You could always pull your hair into a side ponytail if you want to. You could do this look if you have curly, straight, wavy hair. It doesn't matter. It looks cute on all hair types. And it's pretty simple to do. If you know how to do a French braid and you're confident in that, doing a Dutch braid will be a breeze for you. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed.